I'm here. I'm here. Sorry. So I'm sure somebody messaged like, "Are you okay?" I'm late. I'll explain. I'll explain. I'm never usually late, so when I am, I'm like, "Hey, my bad, dog." Hi. This is Justice's Waiting Room. Good morning. My name is Jared. This is a daily live podcast where we discuss news and politics. Normally go live at 8 a.m. sharp, so I apologize for being a few minutes late this morning. One of the things you may have noticed, it's not that I'm pretty, but like you don't ever see massive whiteheads on my face, is because like one of the last things I do before I go live is like check this shit out, right? Well, this morning I noticed I had this little bump on my head, and like a horn, and I was like, what? And I squeezed it, and the size of the fucking whitehead that came out was big enough that I took a picture and sent it to my wife. Like, look what just came out of my head. And then I had to go run and wipe my hands and wash my hands and stuff. But that's why we were late this morning. So I had a massive zit that popped. But yeah, just like the piece of content that I make every day that says, hey, did you know that the president, his wives, his children, his best friend, and his best friend's girl ran an international organized crime ring for the better part of 20 years? And the whole goal was to put Donald Trump in the same room as other powerful people, whether it is like an elected official or billionaire or just an influential person, right? And you'll notice over the course of history that the quality of people that have chosen to surround themselves with Donald Trump has dropped to where almost no world leaders, no good world leaders, no um, wealthy business people that are good want anything to do with them. Um, and then you think about, sort of like the people that were surrounding him towards the election were in that influencer sphere, right? Did you not see, remember we talked about that little Klan rally at Madison Square Garden in October? Did you ever look back and think about who was there and who was on that stage? Influencers, not not big business, not right, like not the people that he had pictures and video of him at the same party as foreign leadership, world leaders, right, and business leaders, right, and he has incriminating, and again, those people are all criminal too. So I want to point out, like, those people were also willing PDFs, right? And so, I mean, just to put it all together, that was the whole point. Um, it's not like those people are worth protecting, is sort of the gist of what I'm saying. And so, when we think about the Epstein list, and more importantly, the cast of characters that surrounded Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein for the better part of 20 years, uh, those aren't people worth protecting. And so every single day, we're going to talk about it for a while, where we say, like, it's really just disappointing that the President of the United States has to protect his, like, the people that he's around now that he's in power. And that the only thing that we're going to find out about what happened before he was in office is that he like partied with Diddy and shit. And that's kind of, if you think about the details that have kind of come out so far that have been allowed to become public, is, Donald Trump was friends with Diddy and Jeffrey Epstein. If you really want to be serious about it. And none of the people that those people befriended are worth protecting. Hmm. and the list goes on, right? There are even more people that you could also put into that gaggle, that little trio of powerful, wealthy people that are constantly seen together over the course of the last 30, 40 years. 30 plus. Let's just say it like that. hmm So we're going to talk about that every day. And we should not let that go. It is not okay. Morning. Dina, Stacy, Debs, Kara, Bob. Morning, sir. Angie. What's going on, TikTok? All right. Let's see what the fuck is going on. Oh, and also, I had a conversation last night at work while I was on the clock, and I made the most equitable decision ever, and that was not say anything and get fired. That's silly. I'll talk to you later. So, I was talking to someone who is anti-immigrant and an immigrant. And that's Ricky Bobby. Do y'all know what this means? What does this mean? It means I don't know what to do with my hands. Um, when somebody says something so goddamn stupid that any response, I was like, oh, I'm gonna lose my job. So they also equated, hey man, hey man, they're from Cuba, and it's like, okay, my family immigrated here, and I'm like, and you just said if you're an immigrant, get out. Like, what the fuck? You 2 sentences before you told me you were a Cuban immigrant, you said you were anti-immigrant. Just want to throw that out there. And then also, um, this same person on the same phone call, it's almost like they were sent to trigger me right before I went to bed. They also said the Nazis were socialist. And as someone that is the founder of the American Socialist Party, and someone who's also a journalist, one of the things that I've come to understand is conflating ideals are often that way to help stupid people cope with complex scenarios in which they might be asked, what is socialism? And not know the answer. And I'm telling you, as someone who's spent the better part of 30 fucking years in the education system after high school, let me explain socialism for those of you dum-dums. Socialism, by definition, I'm getting the comments filtered warning on TikTok. Socialism, by definition, is any egalitarian or pro equality movement. So that means this current administration is anti DEI, right? And racist. Well, a socialist party that I founded, what of it, is pro equality. Yep, yep. And what you'll notice is that I have a diverse group of friends. Yeah, yeah. In fact, my very best friend, IRL, that's right, in real life, I have two. Actually, three, but you don't want to talk about a third one. Um, he's busy. My very best friend is a black man from Brooklyn, New York, who's a Puerto Rican immigrant. Ah, and my second best friend is Orthodox Jew and trans. So when we talk about what is pro equality, and it means that I don't just look at somebody and immediately dislike them unless you have a MAGA hat on. And then if you have a MAGA hat on, I'm just like, man, talk about an easy target. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I said. Puerto Rican immigrant, mhm, to the United States, like to the mainland, mhm, from Brooklyn, New York. Um, so uh, what I say that to say, because my proximity to interesting people does not make me interesting. Um, but I say that to say, when you are pro equality, you tend to have friends that don't look like you and aren't from where you're from. And often you'll have disagreements over ideologies, but largely you get along. And that's not necessarily socialist, but socialism is any egalitarian movement, and it can be any sort of economic, political, or economic, political, or economic, political, or social theory, right? So socialism, obviously they talk about overthrowing the means of production. But we live in like a modern era, and we ain't overthrowing shit. Okay, so in the modern era, the key to overthrowing the means of production, first of all, I know it's gonna rock some people's fucking boats. Uh, you know what is some socialist shit? Small business. I know there's gonna be people that are gonna lose their shit, but you know what is super socialist? Supporting local business. Small business owners. Not dining at chain restaurants, not dining at some corporation, not shopping at some business that gives lots of money to this administration, right? There are two kinds of people: those that haven't eaten McDonald's or gone to Walmart in a long fucking time, and then there are those that fucking love them some Mickey D's and some Wally World. Good to go. So it's that simple. You want to change the world, change your behavior, change the behavior of the people around you. If a corporation does something that flies against what you agree with, you and everyone that you know can no longer do business with them. And family by family, we can change this country. And we have. And we have. The CEO of Target stepped down yesterday. I think that's a pretty big win for all the socialists out there, right? That just want everyone to have universal health care, universal education, universal income, and universal housing. So, hey, I want to stick money in your pocket every Friday from the Gov. I want to make sure that you don't have to pay all kinds of money for health care and it fail you in your moment of need and or require you to take out a bunch of credit cards to pay to stay alive. I don't want that to happen to anyone else. I'm tired. I'm tired of talking to people who bankrupted themselves to stay alive. It's kind of fucking sad. I am tired of people that are retirement age and have never owned a home, and not because they didn't want to. Bobby said he stepped down as CEO, he's still the head chair. It's just theatrics. Hey, anything to get people in the door. Even a glimmer of accountability, right? And they think they can just throw up some pride merch, we're going to be fine. Yep, that's exactly how businesses do it. hmm But yeah, and one of the big things that I can't, what am I supposed to do is when I ask someone how much money they make, like how much do you actually get paid? And then I say, how much do you pay for rent? And their rent is half their income. And I'm like, do you live with someone else? Like that helps pay rent? No. Do you have like family or friends? No. Hey, that's really expensive. Like, I would be looking to live somewhere else. And they're like, well, this is the only place that I could get into that I also don't have to pay for gas, water, and electricity. I just have to pay for the internet. And so my total out of pocket cost every month is over $2,500 just for a place to. I'm a fucking homeowner and I don't spend $1,800 to have internet in a house. What the fuck is going on? Another CIA whistleblower guy sounds like the one that did the audit. I'm seriously leaning towards the idea that he's protecting himself. But yeah, I want to. Yeah, and the thing about it is when you try to tell people like you're paying too much for rent, they get up in arms. They're so personally offended at their choice. And I'm just like, hey, like my problem isn't with you spending all that money on rent. It's that you feel like it's justified. You are sympathizing with your captor. I've spoken to people that have had unimaginable amounts of money added to their rent over the course of the years they lived in the same place. And I'm talking about, let me explain. When I was at Purdue over 20 years ago, I lived in a sweet little apartment right off Chauncey Hill, a 1 block walk away. Okay? I could walk from the bar. Okay? It's just the way that cookie crumbled. I paid less than $400 for my share of rent. That fucking 4 bedroom apartment, that same 4 bedroom fucking apartment is like $3,300 a month right now. And it's basically at least double per person. Uh-huh. Yep. So I, as someone who understands, I empathize with people who are like, I can't do that, it's too expensive. That costs too much. I can't afford that. And why that often for a lot of people is a home, it's your education, it's your health. There are way too many people that I know who have lost all of those things for capitalism, for some corporation that don't give a fuck about you, for a company that when you fucking die, they're going to replace you tomorrow. They're mourning you. Oh, and I live next to a fucking cemetery. No one is mourning anyone. We just have to go to fucking work tomorrow. There's a reason that I say it cannot be a violent overthrowing of this regime. It cannot be that way. There cannot be peace if that's the path forward. So I sat and I thought, what is the best path forward? Democracy's clearly broken, and what they're gonna do in the meantime ain't gonna fucking fly. And people are gonna revolt. And they're gonna look around and be like, what are we supposed to do? We have all this money, and all this military power, and all these things that we could be doing. And we have no fucking leadership. If you think what Gavin Newsom is doing to Donald Trump is leadership, I have some fucking books you need to fucking read. Bullying the bully is just the beginning. It's going to take a lot more. A lot more people are going to have to grow a fucking spine. I've been sitting here for over 9 months coming here every day and showing you the modicum of leadership. You must come in with a good attitude no matter what's going on in the world. You have to show up every day. You have to be accountable. When you're late, you got to say why, right? You got to make sure the people around you know about your politics and about what's going on in the world. Because shit is fucked. They're going out of their way not to tell you what's going on with the weather. Like we've been talking about Hurricane Aaron for how fucking long? And last night, late, like after 7 p.m., Hurricane Aaron about to make landfall in Cape Hatteras. And I'm like, I fucking told you. I fucking told you. They kept showing models of that shit turning hard right and going hard right away from the United States. And I was just like, what? Who decided this is the graphic we're going with? Unless it's Donald fucking Trump. And that's the only thing that I could think is that he has told as many of these people, the National Weather Service included, However, National Weather Service did have on its one fucking website that they had a tropical storm warning backed up with a fucking hurricane warning for that entire fucking East Coast. So it's not like they didn't know. But again, not everyone gets the word, right? Not everyone has access to that information. And we just had an issue in Texas with Kerr County, Hill Country, Texas, that did not accept fucking weather early warning systems, sirens, for political reasons. That's exactly why those people should not be in charge. That's exactly fucking why. If your policies involve sacrificing other American people, it's not a good policy. That's the fucking end of that. There's a reason that I want everyone to have universal health care is because I worked in healthcare and I saw its shortcomings. I have seen and heard of people whose healthcare failed them in their moment of need and led to their untimely demise in the United States. Paid healthcare. And that has happened over and over and over and over and over and keep in mind the most extreme thing did happen. The CEO of the worst company, Brian Thompson, United Healthcare, was unalived in broad daylight. And also, did you know more than a dozen billionaire CEO types have unalived in 2025? And there aren't that many. So I'm just saying, no one should ever want to be a billionaire because look at the outcome. Look what happens. Look what happens. I've sat here and told you, when you seek power and you decide that some power is not enough and that you need absolute power, that absolute power that you achieve is going to corrupt you. Absolutely. There is no fucking way around that. And there are way too many people that are like, I want this position of power. I should be in charge. And if you see bad leadership and your brain, the first thing your brain says is, that should be me in charge, you're a narcissist. And that's your first problem, is thinking that I need to inject myself into this situation because clearly that's the fucking answer. That frequently is not the fucking answer. Frequently, the answer is to disengage. Yup. And collect yourself and understand that you don't owe anyone. Mm-mm. You don't own anyone. You're not a lord over anyone. And seeking that power is corrupt in and of itself. If absolute power corrupts absolute power, then absolutely the people that seek absolute power are corrupt, right? Where people have power and they want more, it's not them getting more that's bad, okay? It's they're seeking more is the problem. And so when you see Donald Trump, for the record, right, trying to rule by fiat, which is by executive order, it flies in the face of democracy. That's not even how that's supposed to fucking work. So understand that when an executive order triggers the fuck out of you, that is by design. It's not because it's now law and we're fucked that's just how you react. The truth of the matter is that executive order then spurs probably Chip Roy to write a fucking bill, which then it gets proposed, and mostly this shit's getting shot the fuck down and ruled illegal. So I'm starting to understand why the Biden administration did what they did. Is because they were like, this guy's gonna lose fucking steam fast, and he ain't gonna make it. There's no fucking way that what all that he's doing will lead to his demise. Not unaliving, by the way. I want to make sure that I use my platform to say no one had better martyr him. Don't do it. Don't martyr any of these people, or we will read about them in fucking history books forever. Fuck that shit. That's how you really are supposed to handle. You're supposed to give an ear where an ear should be given, and you are supposed to tune out to the people that when you hear them talk, it fucking triggers the shit out of you and is absolutely not what you need. Mm-hmm. Stacy's got it right. Weather in the health department, shit scares the shit out of me. So he said, "Stop yapping, Jared. Talk about the fucking news." Okay. Eric Adams, come on down. That's strange because we're live right now, TikTok. And by the way, I'm so thrilled with the fact that the White House has been on TikTok less than 24 hours and they're being trolled endlessly. But hey, I'm just letting everyone know TikTok's going away. Like y'all trolled the White House. Hey, I can't say that I'm like against it. I'm just saying like here's NBC News with the oh fuck of the day. Is it like no, you can't say that? Wild. Yeah, please, by the way, block the White House. Do not engage. Yeah, want to make sure everybody does. Yeah, don't. North Korea has a secret base near China with missiles that could reach the U.S. So the FTC is suing LA fitness operators for exceedingly difficult gym cancellation policies. Oh shit. Yo, you know what's crazy? TikTok won't let me post the article to NBC News talking about North Korea having a missile base with intercontinental ballistic missiles that could reach the United States near the border of China. And the good news is that I grew up with a bully, and I was thinking about all the people that I went to school with that were bullied. And when I think back about how to destroy the bully, South Park, Chef's fucking kiss, went after Donald Trump again last night and had statues of Donald Trump all over the Washington Capitol that depicted him with a tiny penis. And I just, hey, listen, when you absolutely know what would destroy someone, you take that and you fucking run with that as far as you can go. And South Park just just absolutely cruel to the point of you being like, oh, them's the death strokes, right there, right there. That little dick and balls right there. That's a it for him. Uh huh. So, oh yeah, oh yeah. Hey, they did all kinds of shit. They had him eating Putin's ass and fucking being best buddies with Satan and shit. Hey, you laugh that shit off. Multiple fucking scenes in that episode last night had a statue of Donald J. Trump as muscular and shit as you want. But whoever made that shit made him have a realistically awfully tiny fucking penis for that statue, actually. And I just want to make sure that we talk about that. Hmm. Yep. And somebody said the 24th. Hmm. Yeah, I know, Zeke. I know, Zeke. They went after it, and you know what I've decided? Um, Man, I'm glad I'm not friends with anyone that is like a hardcore Trump supporter. Because you really got to be going through some shit. Yeah, yep. Nothing will make me. They say the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? Yeah, every month the internet predicts a day. By the way, the 24th at 9:20. That's what I was told. A psychic told me. I didn't like make it up. Hey, a California resident catches the plague, likely from an infected flea at Lake Tahoe. Yo! Why would you do this? Why would Donald Trump and put four more sanctions on the ICC? How you gonna sanction the ICC when you don't recognize he must be really scared. He's got to be really scared. Sanctions target ICC officials involved in US and Israel cases. In a statement, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio called the court a national security threat that has been instrumental for lawfare against the United States and Israel. So, you know what's crazy? We said the Democrats, 100 elected Democrats, take money from AI PAC, but my God, MAGA are just bobbing for cock when it comes to Israel. Like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I didn't really know whatever else to say there. But yeah, remember, gamers voted for this man too. So the Sony PlayStation 5 is going up in price by a significant amount of money. Hmm. There's 35 people in here. Another dozen on YouTube. Hey, there's a good 50 people in here. Listen to me. Hey, You got to control what you can control. I know every single day a million things fucking happen, and you're just like, oh my God. Stop. Make sure that you get 8 hours of sleep a night. Make sure that you drink water and eat right and try to get some exercise in. You know what my friends are starting to do? Like the people that I'm close to are starting to pick up as a hobby? Pew pews and go to the range and want me to go to the range. So we might just become a competitive shooter because that's what kind of person I am. I'm a competitive person, not a moida. You know what I mean? Parallel to Kyle Kalinske, MAGA Meat Rides AI pack. Yeah, yeah. And understand that in politics, the people that are willing to speak out, they have to have good security and also not be getting paid by AI pack. Um, yeah, and they can speak out about things that aren't impacting them, right? That she's not. They're not trying to pay her money. She's about done. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out why he would do this. A judge has denied the DOJ's request to unseal Epstein grand jury records. I'm trying to figure out why would Donald Trump's DOJ want to unseal grand jury testimony and records? Like, how does this help you, Don? And they got denied for like the third and final time. So like, you can't. The thing that Donald Trump can do is navigate the legal system, and has people that work for him that are willing. Hmm. Remember the name Ernesto Barajas. Ernesto Barajas was a musician who celebrated their drug cartel exploits and songs, was shot dead in a parking lot in Mexico. Oh, wow. Wild. It's a bad time to be a drug trafficker. I understand he's great. Yeah, well, my thought process is unsealing grand jury records does not necessarily mean that they're controlling all of the evidence, because from what I understand, grand jury records do not contain all of the evidence, and that it would be actually sort of pointless, which again, pretty much fits the bill for this regime, right? But good morning, what by the way. Uh, Just going through the news, kids. We already went over that. Texas can't require the Ten Commandments in every public school, and that means precedent, and that means other states, when that happens, they rule based on the Texas ruling. Hmm. Yeah. Two officers unalived, a third wounded in a shooting in Utah. Yo, that northwest part of the country, man, holy shit. Where all the rich white supremacists went, for those that don't know. Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota. Oh yeah. There's like those are four states right there. And then Ohio is like a big um, extremist state. Indiana and Illinois have much smaller population. Wow. This guy was jailed for like 45 years for spying, and at 95 years old, he's like, "Can I?" Six elderly North Korean spies who served decades in South Korean prisons have asked to be repatriated. Now, the request comes after South Korean President Lee Jae-myung voted to improve ties with the nuclear-armed North and resume dialogue. And of course, North Korea's Kim Yo-jong said the North has no will to improve relations with the South. The U.S. government the Justice Department is going to go after Smartmatic. So for those of you that don't know, Smartmatic just beat Mike Lindell, and Mike Lindell had to pay 67 mil. And now the DOJ is going to take on Smartmatic and fucking lose. Idiots. And again, I'm anti PDF here, right? And so we are going to point out every day how this ex priest Christopher Brain, not a fucking drag queen, a priest guilty of 17 indecent assaults, head of 9 o'clock service, an influential evangelical movement in Sheffield in the 80s and 90s. Not an immigrant, not a drag queen. Just want to point that out. Oh, and by the way, because we don't talk about it often enough. If if you are white and you live in the United States, you're an immigrant. Your parents, grandparents, great grandparents, immigrants. Yeah, you're actually not indigenous to this land. I want to make sure that we say uh, this country is entirely stolen land from coast to fucking coast. Okay? And also, we're all immigrants here. And immigrants built this country. There you go. Good morning. And so, again, if your parents are immigrants, that means you're an immigrant. If you are a white English speaker living in the United States and you celebrate your Irish heritage, you're an immigrant. Ireland is across an ocean. There are people that are going to be told that they're an immigrant by me, and it's going to hurt their feelings. And they're going to be like, nuh-uh. And the only people that live in the United States that are not immigrants are American Indians. And you know what's crazy about the American Indian people? You've never heard an American Indian person be anti immigrant. Never heard nor seen. Yeah, like indigenous people, like the American Indian people. Not a single. You've never seen, you know, I don't want to make up any terms to to offend anyone where I normally would. But like you see like a chief of a tribe speaking into a camera and he's not saying all these white people should go back across the ocean. They don't fucking say that shit, right? Cuz that would be fucking weird, right? Instead, they're always super humble and kind and they're trying to explain why the white man wants us all to die. Has largely been my experiencing watching American Indian tribes people speak. They're like, hey, we're just trying to exist here, and those people are trying to unalive us. You know, by fucking up our water supply and settling on our land. This ain't your land. None of it is. We let you fucking live here, you goddamn idiots. They try to make peace. Yeah, right. They try to make peace. Right. Right. They try to, I always thought when I was growing up, I always thought to be a conservative, it meant that you wanted to conserve, like, the environment. Like, you wanted to conserve the American dream. And now I'm older and I'm like, conserve what? Like, what the fuck were we actually conserving? That's such a shitty word. It's such a misnomer. Conserve a lack of progress? I don't. New Mexico is Mexico, so they're citizens. Well, actually, like, most of the southwest part of the country was fucking Mexico. And that means that if you were like born in the southwest part of the country, even if you're white, you're you're Mexican by like where you were actually born. Like, yeah, Arizona, New Mexico, Southern California, Mexico. Like, those are just the facts. It's just the facts. And the thing about it is people are in fucking denial. That's what it is. Mass denial. People were in denial about 9/11. People were in denial about COVID. People are in denial about this fucking regime. One of my favorite fucking songs ever. We don't do this often enough. We don't do this often enough. We're going to do it today. I think we should all listen to Seven Dust, Denial. It's one of my favorite fucking songs. Great fucking great music deserves a platform. You know what I mean? And if you haven't heard it and you don't like it, you're wrong. I'm going to listen to it. We're going to jam out. It's a cool video, by the way. Very old. And you know how I know that a lot of people know what this song is? Because it has 12 million fucking views. There's no way you don't know what that is. That shitty fucking video has 12 million views. And by the way, the lead singer of Seven Dust is a black man. I just want to continue to point that out. One of my favorite fucking bands. Along with that, I'm trying to remember what was the other back in the day. There was like a emo rock band that also had a black lead singer. Uh, Killswitch Engage? Anybody? By the way, dope ass name for a band. Oh, Be Still My Heart. One of the best like opening riffs ever in a song. Anyone? There's a lot of people who are like, wait a minute, you know rock music? Oh, honey, you don't understand. I was very musical growing up. So, like, not many people that you will ever meet in your whole life uh, was in show choir. Show choir. I was in performance band. I was also a multi-sport athlete. Oh yeah, you better fucking believe that shit. I played trombone. I was more of an entertainer, less of a like a musician. Not necessarily someone with a great singing voice, or maybe I just didn't find it right. Mostly because like being a musical person, being able to read music is not seen as a skill, right? Like when I was a little kid, being able to play piano, not actually cool, Jared. Not actually cool to be able to play the piano. But yeah, it was a video game for Nintendo. My dad bought it for me. I'll be waiting. Oh yeah. Somebody said Breaking Benjamin. That is, let me tell you a little story about, first of all, Linkin Park. Okay? Linkin Park came along in an odd time in my life. Right about the time I was about 15 years old. Yeah.
You don't have to be a VIP to get more than just savings with Geico. For
I
customers,
have
24/7 5-day
owned,
claims support. Could I
and I
get
probably
you
need
to
to go back and pick it all up again because I've long since let it all go. I want a sealed copy of every Linkin Park album. Maybe I'll do like vinyl. That'd be cool. Good morning, good morning. But yeah, Linkin Park's fucking awesome. Val said, I also played trombone in high school. Hell yeah. I think I stopped when I was like a sophomore. I don't know. Rough memory. But yeah, I had a trombone for years. Bop, bop, bop. If I had to do it all over again, I would have been super full of school spirit and I would have played trombone in the marching band in full uniform and then also gone out and beat your ass on the football field and then like stand around after the game, take my helmet and shoulder pads off and just wah 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 do do the little womp 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 when someone leaves and shit. Yeah. Oh yeah. I would have trolled people. It would have been so much better. You know what I mean? just to be a little more outspoken. But yeah, hell yeah, Linkin Park. And then yeah, Breaking Benjamin and Chevelle are two of my favorite bands that came out around the same time. And so I always get really excited when people bring up Breaking Benjamin. Who's that? Stacy Marie. All right, Stace. So my first concert that I ever went to was Oasis and the Black Crowes. And then I got to college, met friends, and went to my uh, um, the second concert I ever went to was I think it was X Fest. No, 2002. Yes. You're welcome, Jared. X Fest 2002. God, it was so good. So, we won't talk about the main stage, okay? Kid Rock, Stone Temple Pilots, Earshot, Uncle Cracker. Fuck all that. You can have all that boomer rock, okay? Second second stage X Fest 2002 was the best show I've ever seen in my life because second stage at X Fest 2002 was fucking Trust Company, Chevelle, Breaking Benjamin, Static X, and then hey, Indianapolis fucking legends, Birdmen of Alcatraz, and then another band called Extra Blue Kind. For the record, everybody fucking ate. Like, all of them bands had the fucking show of their lives. Because Ron Jeremy just did porn boxing right in front of you. How are you not amped the fuck up? There's like 25,000 people and they're porn boxing 30 feet away. Like, hell yeah, it's going to be a great show. And I was with like people that I had just met. hmm And Trust Company ripped, Chevelle ripped, Breaking Benjamin sang is it No Place Like Home? Is it called Home? Where it's his song about the Wizard of Oz. No, people don't read music and read into lyrics. You mean I'm like the only one?
What are you doing up there?
Son of a bitch. All right, so check it. Go to Here you go. One of the best songs. One of the best songs, man. Breaking Benjamin's Home. In a bonnet for you. No, you're not. Oh well. And your little dog too. Back home. Hell yeah. Breaking Benjamin is a shit. hmm A music section on Discord. We can just make it here. We just made a music channel on our Discord to share music. Did you see how fast we made that happen, Zeke? I fucking love Breaking Benjamin. Hell yeah. If you love Breaking Benjamin, you gotta listen to Trust Company. You gotta listen to Chevelle. Obviously, Linkin Park. Who else is on that tip? I'm trying to remember who else is like. Um, Chevelle, Trust Company. There was another one. No, there wasn't. Chevelle, Trust Company, Breaking Benjamin, Seether. Does anybody remember Seether? They have one of my favorite songs. Fine Again? Anyone? Hoobastank? Fuck yeah. Incubus? Mm-mm-mm-mm. Seems like every day is the same and I'm left to discover on my own. It seems like everything's just grey and there's no color to behold. They say it's over and I'm fine again. Yeah. Oh. Like I'm dying. Yeah. Fuck yeah, dude. That's a badass song. I am aware now. I'll find one day too late. I'm in hell. And then this is one of my all-time favorite songs, all time. I'd say I'm very grounded in music. Love it all. Not a hating bone in my body, boy. You better never forget it. I love it all. When afternoon of love, full of emptiness by a freeway. I this I was lost in the pages of a book. Die alone if you say anywhere we wanna go. Any house. Road by road. Patiently. And then I have to introduce people that like this kind of music to fucking Coheed and Cambria because if I don't, you'll never listen to them. But Coheed, rock music in falsetto is just as good. I'm gonna say that. Are you ready for a hot take? I don't give these very often. Uh, Rap music in falsetto is fucking great. Hardcore rock and roll in falsetto is fantastic. And this Coheed and Cambria, the lead singer, is a massive. I'm trying to remember where he's from. Yeah, Chris Cornell. That was a god among men. Hell yeah. Sniper, I shoot, you run. Your words are written on the walls. The loss of friends you never have. Oh yeah, super cool. Coheed and Cambria. Hell yeah. Are you out for them all to know the end of us all? And then obviously, I think up on the Mount Rushmore of top artists all time, it's Linkin Park, Incubus for me. Okay. Here's what I'll say about Incubus. The problem with Incubus is that their music sounds so fucking good when it's like produced music, and live music is not equal to produced music. And people cannot fucking stand it when a person is human and they just like they can't rip like you can in a studio. Not night after night, not show after show. You know what I mean? Them's just truth. Disney said Cedar's great, love Amy Lee and Cedar's Broken song. Hubby, I know that song. Sing it to each other. Yeah, hell yeah. Oh, Pam, you're a little early, babe. But yeah, one of Breaking Benjamin's songs I'm trying to find um, was my introduction to them was polyamorous. Was my like introduction to Linkin Park. I just didn't see it on their list. Hmm. Yep, this was it. This was summer 2002. Hell yeah. Oh, you're gonna get an earful of Breaking Benjamin today. That's for sure. Oh yeah. Days come to an end. The sun is set for my head. My polyamorous friend got me in a mess of trouble again. This thing you think that you're alright, calling out from the inside. I never hurt anyone. I never listen at all. Hell yeah. This was like the first song I heard. And then I gotta introduce you to Atreyu, because if you don't know who Atreyu is, I mean, come on. Great fucking drums, great guitar. And it's super dramatic music, by the way. Yeah, Deftones is another one. Hell yeah, that's my white play. Wait, did you mean YT as in white or YouTube? Hey, either way, you know. To stand out, I mean. Oh, gotta Taking Back Sunday. This new head filled up with smoke. Angel, tango close. As you can see, when it comes to emo music from the 2000s, your boy. One of my favorite songs, brand new, The Quiet Things That No One Ever Knows. My God, what a fucking song. Anybody else want to cry their fucking eyes out over that song? Holy shit. Hell yeah. I just like the guitar. There's actually two brand new songs that are incredible. Quiet Things That No One Ever Knows and Sick Transit Gloria. Coast. We saw the hospital past the shoreline like a brew. Ugh, what a song. And then I'm all about the music, like the tune. And when people can absolutely destroy a bass guitar. All right. I can't imagine like any of my links are hitting TikTok. That kind of tilts me out because I'm by default I try to be pretty even-handed. Pammy, come here, honey. What's wrong? Oh, uh-oh. Hey, Ern. Come here, honey bear. Hi, honey. Good morning. What's up, baby? Oh, can I get that off your eyeball? You got a boog on your eye. Oh shit. I'm sorry. Hey, buddy. You coming in here too? You gonna come up here and say hi? come here and say hi? Come on. Come on. Oh, that's Edmund. Where's Pammy? Is Bruce coming in here too? Is my cat about to come say hi? What's wrong? By the way, I know, right? When they all come visit at the same time, you're like stuck. What am I supposed to do? Where's Pam? Even my cat is coming to the door and looking at me like, what did you do? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I know. On this daily podcast where we discuss super serious news and politics, every now and then we just listen to music and the dogs come in and say hi. And one of them is irritating me. Pam, what's going on, lady? Keep it by, they've all been outside. I took them on walks. They're about to eat. There's absolutely no reason. Edmund. Edmund Kemper, though. Like the serial killer. Because when he was a puppy, they want to hump, right? But he never did it right. He always humped at the head, right? Like he was trying to fuck their skull. So we named him Edmund Kemper. And then, of course, Pam, the one that's in the other room that won't come in here. What's wrong, Pam? Come here. No, Pam. Whatever, Edmund. I appreciate that you're here. Where's Pam? Thank you, ma'am. Come here. You guys had your chance. Come here. Come on, Pam. Come on. Watch. Hold on. Come on. This is Pam. No, you're gonna have to hold on. Like 14 minutes. 14 minutes, Pam. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh. 14 minutes. You're gonna be okay. Do you have to go to the bathroom? Oh my god. Hold on, BRB. Isn't that bad? Sorry. No, it's not that they're hungry. They probably just need to go outside. She probably just had to go to the bathroom. Hmm. She went straight out, walked, went to the bathroom. So, I have absolutely zero power against that whine, that little fuck. Like it don't matter. I'll put them on hold. I'll get up in the middle of a show. Let's fucking go. This is a cause I can get behind. American veterans are helping. Oh, and Pam, cause she don't normally make noise. But she when she like barks and she does that little whine, I got nothing for you. You know, I'm gonna have to, cause Pam's mine, right? She's like imprinted on me. Donald Trump is upset because MSNBC is making fun of his cankles. Yeah, I mean, I really am very lucky. am a work from home dog and cat dad. hmm So when I take a break, go love on the dogs and cats. When I go to lunch, mess around with dogs and cats. We could have an entire show about Pete Hegseth getting fucking booed with all of the stories. The thing about this, Deb's asked, does Pammy go on car rides with you? She has, mostly to the vet though, because we have a fenced-in backyard that they could just like. That's where Pam is right now. I just let her out the back door and I watched her. Was like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And she went and went to the bathroom. And I was like, "Oh, she has to go to the bathroom." So I was like, "All right, she could just stay out there for a little while." So they got fenced-in backyard. Oh yeah, yes. I want to continue to point out that this regime is how do you say that? Susceptible to memes. Like you make fun of them and it affects them. No, make fun of me and I'm like, okay, I don't know why I'm the target. There's plenty of better people to make fun of, right? But like, you make fun of them and it like deeply affects them. Yeah, they all go on car rides, but like it's like to the vet. You know what I mean? They have I walk them every day, and I otherwise we have a fenced-in backyard. It's like I would love to take them to a dog park, but it's like they have one. They have one in the backyard, and I don't want them to be social with other dogs. Like I don't want there to other be other dogs. You know what I mean on your property. You know what I mean? Dogs are property protectors, just like it's just like the police. But yeah, rutro. So yeah, Texas voted to redistrict in the middle of a decade, which whatever. Also, looks like California is going to redistrict, and okay. Here's USA Today. Remember, all these mainstream medias did not poo-poo this regime, are only doing so now because it's profitable. So I want to continue to point out that I don't think that this regime will ultimately be successful. The problem that you have historically that Donald Trump overlooked is that Hitler had a lot of support. Donald Trump does not have a lot of support. Stalin, a lot of support, like 92% and 98% respectively. This regime is not popular. Most people do not fuck with the GOP. Most people don't fuck with the Republicans. The majority of Americans are not fucking with that gaggle of pedophiles. Google of perverts. Gang of pederasts. Yeah, see, I feel y'all. So the thing about it is, they want like $300 a year for this dog park by my house that has a bunch of shit on it. You know what I mean? Has a bunch of like obstacles. And like my dogs ain't into that. So like I'm gonna pay money, take my dogs to this place where there could be other dogs and that could totally be a problem. And also, the shit that's at like a dog park is like, I don't know if like my dog ain't running through a tire and jumping through tires and shit. The fuck? And also, I regularly see 12 with their dogs off a leash at the dog park, and it's like that's bait, basically. I can hear Pam barking, so good thing we're just a few minutes. We'll get it figured out, Pam. It's not the end of the world, lady. Okay, BRB. Sorry, if I didn't let her in, there'd be hell to pay. Yeah, your dogs get sick from dog parks. Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, not. I'm not into any of that. These dogs are angels. They have no physical health problems. They're all about the same age though, so that means they die around the same time. That sucks. Bob said better be the cleanest dog park in the world for $300 a year. That's why I have never paid that fee and I will never take my dogs because there's no way that I'm paying $300 and I'm getting my money's worth. Ain't no fucking way. And Parvo, yeah, I ain't trying to get none of that. None of that. None of them other. I don't want to socialize my animals that bad. You know what I mean? Look, George Carlin said half of all people are stupid and the other half are even stupider. Right? What do you think about animals? Right? Yeah, that stupid owner probably has a stupid dog. No, that's how much the one near my house is. Good morning, good morning. Hey, whatever this regime does, do the fucking opposite. Right? Uh, Trump says the U.S. will not approve solar or wind power projects. God, he's so dumb. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I need me some of this. This is what I need. I need Newsom. I need Newsom to do the thing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. He threatened to punch Donald Trump in the mouth? Hell yeah. That's what I need. And then we need real leadership to rise up and it not be Gavin Newsom. JD Vance says he wants the Democrats to stop sounding crazy. Stop stop fighting fire with fire. Stop meeting go back to wanting to meet us in the middle. What happened to the snowflake what happened to the snowflake left? You guys are mean. Ah. JD Vance has taken his 8th vacation in 7 months. So just understand, Donald Trump and JD Vance got into the White House and then left the White House. They only are in it for themselves, could not care less. Vacation Vance. Here's this administration attempting eugenics, this time with trans kids. Here's a HuffPost article about how the DOJ, are you ready for this? The DOJ tried to access names and social security numbers of trans kids. To do what with? What would you do with that information, Don? Gavin Newsom turns out ultra fucking popular. Vance, Hegseth, and Miller branded as Nazis. Oh man, I hate them so much. I'm glad. I'm glad when it says Vance, Hegseth, and Miller branded Nazis. Yeah. Oh shit. Here's yo, MSNBC trolling the shit out of Donald Trump. It's Lawrence O'Donnell said Donald Trump hides his ankles behind his desk and uses his AG to hide an Epstein file. Oh, the truth hurts, don't it? Anyway, we've been here for 90 minutes. Hope everybody had a good time today. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for both a good time and a long time. How about them apples? Every day we start our show with war, which we didn't do today and haven't done for a while. Nobody has said anything. But yeah, if you ever wondered, how does this show start? Edwin stars war. And then we end the show a little bit of Eat the Rich. This is one of my original favorite songs from when I was a little kid. I think this was that was the second album I bought. Get a Grip was the name of the album by Aerosmith. I think I bought Aerosmith and crisscross, totally crossed out. It was two Chicago. I think they were brothers. By the way, you want a guitar riff? We almost had dog and cat day, Kara. Bruce was in the doorway. Like when Ernie came in here and Shepard and Edmund came in here, Bruce was inside the door. I like, well, Bruce, what are you even doing? Like, yeah. Oh, uh, one of those songs. I'm a first song in the music. Hell yeah. Kill Radio, Do You Even Know? One of my favorite fucking songs ever. Kill Radio they have less subscribers than I do. They have 1.19. I have 2,000. Like, this is a great fucking song. Yeah. Hell yeah. Know what they say? Do you know? Do you know how they do? Do you know what they do when you leave the room? You know what they say. You know what they say about you. And you know what to do and you do. Never thought was about holding you around your soul. It's your expense. Alright, so knife in your back. Alright. I could do this all day. Alien Ant Farm movies.
Are you here for Tracy?
Somebody said Deftones change in the House of Flies. Ugh. Ugh. Just that fucking scratchy guitar in the beginning.